What's up, weirdo? Shadetree Surgeon here once again with the one, the only, the long, tall, and deadly, blissful Ellie, baby. Fresh off the... Yeah, exactly. You like that? Yeah, I got everything the girls like. I got everything they like except just missing about 2.5 inches, 2 inches. Yeah, just missing a few inches, but luckily my man Taylor Durden over here is coming in clutch with the dual sport because you guys spoke, Ellie spoke. She has just spent the past few days like hanging out on motorcycles, riding, and having a good time, and she goes, I actually want to learn how to ride a motorcycle. So yeah, we were just like, well, what are you going to learn on? Well, you know, a dual sport. That's what everybody said. We asked the question, and there it is. Hey, you should see her freaking get on this thing. Here, I'll hold your helmet. It is something to behold. This 6'5". Okay, there it is. And so, like, also, like, look how I have to stand so far back to actually get you in the frame. Yeah. And your knees are bent. My knees aren't even bent on that.
My feet are flat.
Yeah, you're gonna do just fine. All right, let's head out to Forgotten Angels. A lot of people said a Honda CRF 250L, and I'll tell you, big thanks to Taylor Durden. He does most of his stuff on TikTok, although him and this motorcycle have been on the channel plenty of times. But
let's clean the PCB board on my Mortal Kombat arcade. What's better than an AMG GT Black Series? 2 of them. The OV Skate Park of Tampa contacts you for an emergency build during the Tampa Pro event. Let's tune a Ferrari for 88.
I really think that this is going to be the perfect motorcycle for blissful Ellie at 6'5" to learn on. I've ridden a CRF 250L in quite some time, probably since the last time I went out with Taylor. CRF 250L, baby. Of course, you know, the real thing that makes these guys fun is doing this. Not a whole lot of ass, these old CRF 250Ls, but you know what? I guess that's the point, right? I do know that these things are capable, like the old CRF 250Ls like this. Now, I say old, I remember when they first came out and they were kind of new, and I know now they've got the 300 and it's like so much better. But this one right here, dude, people were taking this bike across the country up to Alaska on the Trans-American Trail on just like loading them down with luggage on way long trips. Like, of course, it's a Honda. Of course, it's freaking reliable. But man, these CRF 250Ls, even though they don't make, I'm sure they make like 16, 17 horsepower, if that. But they're pretty capable motorcycles. Well, allegedly. I haven't really spent that much time on one. And how do I repay Taylor Durden for letting me borrow his dual sport for Ellie to learn how to ride on? By getting on the crosstown and sending him a picture of it. I'm the worst, man. I don't know why anybody's friends with me. That's my first time on a CRF 250 on the highway. Actually, my first time on a 250 in the highway in general. I will tell you, I actually, but definitely not a good idea. I actually had my old 300 XCW, which has a light and a plate. I actually had that thing on the highway before. It'll do 70, 80 miles an hour. It's not super happy about it, but it'll do it. I'll tell you, this thing ain't bad at 65 in top gear. It's a little buzzy, but it's not that bad. I feel like you could comfortably do 65, 75 mile an hour on this thing all day long. And this is a completely stock motorcycle. I think Taylor might have pulled the baffle out of the stock exhaust, and that's about it. It's starting to feel a little wound out at 75 mile an hour. Yeah, that's wide open throttle. Wide open throttle, 77. Can we hit 80? Not with my fat ass on it. 77 miles an hour is about the best it's gonna do. Oh, 78, there we go. Maybe we could have hit 80 with a stiff tailwind. Welcome home. A whole lot of people have learned how to ride motorcycles out here, and blissful Ellie's about to join their ranks. Like couldn't think of anybody better to teach her than David. Run over now because David is so good at teaching people how to ride and he's so fast at it. He'll be done teaching her how to ride before I get over. No, I'm not even joking. I'm like, I better walk over now because David's about to have you done by the time I pull the camera out.
There's things that are dangerous and there's things that are helpful. This right here is your friend, and I do this with everybody, okay? This is so you remember this, okay? So you remember, so if something goes wrong, this right here is your friend. This guy right here, okay? That's your best friend. It stops the motor from turning, and it starts to slow you down even before you put your feet down, okay? Have it right there, put your foot on it. That's it, yep. But for now, we're not gonna do anything but this right here. We're not gonna do gas, we're not gonna do front brake, we're gonna do rear brake. We're gonna do just this guy here, okay? Stop it. Gas, you feel what it feels like? You hear that, you're in trouble. Okay, so we're never going to hear that, I promise you. Okay, I have a motorcycle like this. Neutral's here, but this is first. So you go down, and then up to second, third, fourth, and fifth. Okay, so here's neutral. So all you're going to do is down or up. So we're going to start with down. So we're going to pull in the clutch, all the way in, press that down. Now the motorcycle's engaged, it's ready to move forward. If you let this go. So what we're going to do is I want you to feel what it feels like for the motorcycle to move, but you're not going to go anywhere. So you're going to let this go very, very slowly until you feel that pull, and you pull right back in. Okay? Let it go very slowly. Pull back in. Pull back in. There you go. That's in one pass. Okay? Woo! So we're going to move the motorcycle 6 inches now. That's it. So you're going to let it go, and you're going to walk with it. So let it go a little bit, very slowly, very slowly. Pull back in. Lesson 2. We're going to go one full rotation of the tire. So you let it out very slowly. Okay, once you start feeling a pull, let it, leave it there, and then just start walking with the bike. Walk, just walk, 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 walk. Pull your clutch in. Lesson 3, done. Okay, we're going to go 10 feet. Okay, so once you start walking, just keep walking with it, okay? So I'm going to walk with you. Let's go. Okay, just start walking. Don't let it out anymore. Walk, walk, walk. Faster, 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 faster. Keep walking, let it go. Touch it a little bit. Keep walking. Keep walking. Keep going. Woo! Slow down. Keep going.
You're riding a bike! Who's riding a bike now?
Right.
How do you feel? You just rode a motorcycle.
Yeah, I did.
How's that feel? You feel pretty cool?
And we were still inside the tent.
You look freaking amazing. Hell yeah. Well, you know there's only one thing to do from here, right?
What?
Do it again.
Yeah.
There she goes.
Look at that. She's gonna break.
Dang, look at that turnaround you just did.
Go the opposite way now.
Look at that smile. Hell yeah.
She's really nice.
So Dave and Cindy just got back from vacation from Tennessee, and Cindy just goes, "I got something for you," and meanwhile, Ellie's out there freaking ripping ass on the 4-wheeler. She goes, "I got something for you," and she just pulls this out, and it's pickles in moonshine. Let me tell you what, the only thing better than a pickle is a pickle that gets you drunk. You guys get me. You get me.
Look at her smile.
Look at her go. Woo! Bold she is. Bold as brass.
Can of worms, I told you, Josh. I told him he opened a can of worms the other day when I rode on the back of it for the first time. I'm like, oh no.
Bye-bye, puppy. I love it out here, man. Well, found my gloves. And there's just so many cool, fun dogs out here. I'll tell you something about the CRF 250L. You ain't gonna accidentally wheelie it, which makes it a very good beginner bike. Besides that little tumble, I think Blissful Ellie did absolutely amazing. I think you kicked ass. You kicked ass. You have a cool battle scar. It's not cool unless you leave with the scar, okay? Yeah, now you're cool. Oh yeah, my man playing the freaking bongos right here in Paul Sanders Park. Get after it, man. You know what that looks like? That looks like a man who loves the bongos and his old lady don't like the bongos. Can we hit 80? 79, baby! 80 miles an hour! A new world record, ladies and gentlemen! Anyway, yeah, I think about 80 is about all that thing's gonna do, okay? That was 80 bent down, holding my breath, making myself skinny, and letting a nice long fart out, okay? 80 is about all she's got with my ass on it.
A little side quest here with my man Jeremiah. Yeah, David's over getting the truck right now, but we're welcoming another one to the fold. My man Ethan over here just got his motorcycle license, and you haven't met Ethan. Here's one of the things that not every young man out on the property is necessarily somebody who is always doing stuff or is always the most outgoing with a lot of the stuff they've been through. Ethan definitely was one of the ones that kept to himself, but ever since he got his motorcycle license, ever since he started riding a bike, we've been seeing a lot more of them.
Why don't I show you, let's start down here, I'll give you the grand tour of our wall of helmets, okay?
Sean beat Marcus to the punch over today, and he's helping Ethan out, and but our man is here. All right. Sean is cool, man.
I sleep.
Yeah, he's freaking hipster supreme over there with his Triumph Thruxton R model outside. If you say you don't have a style, you're about to figure out what your style is today. That's the cool thing about bikes, man. If you don't know what you like, when it comes to motorcycles, helmets, and gear, there is something for you. Even if it's just black, there's something for you. My man Jeremiah over here with the purple dyno is just going like, well, I got purple Vans. They make a purple shoey.
That's right, I like it too.
Any of them jumping out and biting you? You ain't got to be shy about which one it is. This is the time where you get to have all the gear you need and some of the gear you want. So don't be shy about pointing which one you think looks cool.
Yeah, and the price is right.
Yeah. Let me tell you, just like a pair of jeans or a pair of shoes, you wear that helmet for a week and sweat in it, it fits different. It gets bigger, trust me. As usual, dad style takes over. How'd you like that modular compared to the other ones? A lot easier to put on, isn't it?
I also like that because it's a lot easier to put on.
Yeah.
All right, winner chicken dinner.
Hey man, I like a modular. That's what I wear. I always like putting the jackets on too when they have armor. Makes you feel freaking tough. Plus, making your shoulders a few inches wider never hurt anybody, right? Not everyone can look like David, all right? Some of us need a little help, myself included. Dang, you look sharp, dude. I like it in white, man, because let me tell you what, it's a lot cooler. You should try that Revit. That's a hell of a jacket, man. They make great stuff. Yeah, they're so small I can't actually wear one. They don't make one in my size. They don't. Yeah, Revit makes those European sizes, all right? Anything jumping out and biting you? You ain't got to be shy. We'll save shy for another day. Good taste. You probably picked the most expensive boot on there. If you're gonna do it, today's the day, bud. As cool as the textile pants are, he's picking on some pants now. I told him, you go to a bar and you sit down on a bar stool wearing a pair of these, your ass slides right the hell off of it. How do you like it compared to the other one? Better?
It's about the same feeling.
Which ones do you think look better?
Probably the white ones, just because.
Then that's an easy way to make a decision. Dang, dude. I thought you looked like an asshole before.
That's right.
One more thing. Ooh, gotcha.
You'll be suspended 401.
So here's the deal. You're getting your very first bell from Marcus here, because you have to get it. You can't just buy it for yourself. So next time one of your friends start riding, you get someone into riding,
You're next. You're buying one for them. All right, that was pretty cool. Ethan just joining the ranks of our biker brothers and sisters here, and I really love seeing that because, man, you know, Ethan's kind of a quiet kid, especially compared to some of the other kids out of Forgotten Angels, or not kids, young men. And this is actually the first time, I've met Ethan briefly before, but the first time I really ever hung out with Ethan. And seeing him come out of his shell because of motorcycles was just so freaking cool. I just loved it so much. If you guys didn't know about Forgotten Angels and about how Cycle Gear helps them out, Forgotten Angels, of course, benefits young men who've aged out of the foster care system and helps them build tiny homes and get back on their feet, or on their feet for the first time, not back on their feet. And also, Birch Harley Davidson helps us out with getting every kid a motorcycle endorsement, because part of what they teach at Forgotten Angels is how to ride a motorcycle, how to drive a stick shift car, and the pride and ownership and the brotherhood that comes from the motorcycle lifestyle. And Cycle Gear stepped in and they outfit every single one of those kids that gets their motorcycle endorsement with brand new gear. It's just, it feels really good. And again, you know, I think my last video, because I think my timeline's all messed up here, I said I was leaving the next day on my Sportster. I forget when that came out. Well, it's that day. We're leaving today. Well, in the morning, 4 a.m. Anyway, yeah, that's happening. But I talked to Ethan and David, and I think they're gonna ride with me, which I think is really freaking cool. The Sportster's pretty much all buttoned up. I think it's ready to rock and roll. Yes, my piece of wood is still on there. Just getting together my tool roll here. Probably forgetting some stuff, but I've got zip ties, duct tape, and Allen wrenches. That's all you need, right? Right? Right. It's the next day, and the air is ripe with adventure. My man Ethan, on his very first group ride with me, is getting to join me on the first leg of my journey. Of course, David is too, as Jason is too, and it's really cool and really nice that you're here and you get to experience this for the first time with us, because what you've got to experience right away is the fact that I take for freaking ever. Welcome to waiting on me, because if you ever ride with me again, at least you're used to that now. You know, every time I leave this garage on some kind of adventure, I am just reminded just how vastly unprepared I am for literally anything. How's that saying go, David? God loves an idiot? He freaking must. And the first thing that happens is I all of a sudden remember I didn't tighten my choke cable. Alright, let's go. What's the worst that could happen? It feels so freaking good to be starting this adventure, just because the journey that I have been on personally, this adventure called life, baby. David from Forgotten Angels, David and Cindy and Jared Weems as well, they have been such a huge part of it, and Motorcycles has brought all of it together. It's the glue that binds everything together. David would probably say something nicer than Motorcycles. He'd be like, oh, it's the love and compassion. I'm just like, nah, man, it's motorcycles. It's fast, loud, shiny motorcycles. Hell yeah, that's the glue. That's the glue that brought us all together. And now, going on this journey, starting this thing on this stupid freaking bike that David's been such a huge part of, and that he turned wrenches on, and that I probably would never even be in this position if it wasn't for Forgotten Angels. And now with Jason and Ethan, their very first group ride, them just like getting up in the morning and, you know, and saying, you know what? Fuck it, man. We're all friends. We all do this together. We're just going to go the first couple 100 miles with you on this adventure just for the hell of it. I love that. All right, let's see how this is doing. Am I hitting the tire at all? Doesn't look like it yet. Dude, they sent me this thing. I used it the other day. It's actually fucking awesome. Everyone's gonna think I'm saying this because they're like, they sent it to me for free, but it's actually faster than busting out my stupid fucking air compressor. Yeah, it only had 11 pounds in it. I didn't read the instructions. I should probably bring some oil with me. Well, there we go. Fantic puts air in tires, as advertised. What else do you want it to do? What else can I say about it? Everyone wants to be like, oh my gosh, how good is it? What does it do? It puts the air in the tire. There you go. Believe it or not, this isn't even the longest I've ever taken. It's not even breaking the top 10, but rain gear. God, I hate rain gear. I mean, this Odin is nice, but I hate rain gear. I still really don't know what kind of gas mileage I'm getting, so I guess we're gonna figure that out together. All of us. How fun. That's gonna hopefully keep all the mud off my visor. So it's the best I could do on short notice. I didn't want to lose the fork brace. Oh, nothing but Tampa's finest. It's like, I know it's all the same gas, but when it comes out of these pumps, I'm like, well, it looks pretty sketchy. How much gas can I get outside the bike? All right. So easy this is to get back on. Probably should have tested that out before my friends were waiting on me. Cool.
I think so, man. Famous last words. All right. 3 stops later. What time are we at? 7:30? It's only 3.5 hours after I said I was going to leave. That's not so bad. Normally, I'm doing this at the beginning of a video, not the end of a video, but I'm doing the same thing, so it feels just as good. Exit 53, passing Bears Avenue. Officially leaving Tampa, baby. We'll see you in about 10 days. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Well, it sure is nice that these rain clouds, as soon as we get on the highway, are keeping the sun off me. Man, if I have to bust out my rain gear in the first 100 miles, well, you know what? I was about to say I might spit, but no, I won't. I won't care. Even if it was raining when I left, I wouldn't care. The first 100 miles of an adventure are always freaking I'm just on fire for them. So freaking cool, man. It's just so cool to watch David teach these boys the different ways to ride. He's had them try out all the positions for a group ride. He's got Jason in the front now, and he's just moving everybody around because, I'm gonna tell you, when it comes to riding motorcycles and teaching and doing all this stuff, it doesn't just stop with getting on the motorcycle license. And I think maybe some people don't realize that about Forgotten Angels and what goes on out there is David is dad, okay? And dad doesn't stop being dad the second you get a couple things going for you. You stay dad for a very, very long time. And if they're actual dads and stayed dads for longer or been dads at all, then Forgotten Angels wouldn't be needed. But it's been incredibly rewarding for me. So I'm just going to enjoy what we do out there and have a good time and let it enrich my life like this. Bringing in new riders into the fold, just like earlier in the video with Ellie learning how to ride. Ellie just, never thinking that she would ride a motorcycle, going from riding on her first motorcycle, like 5 days later, she's learning how to ride a motorcycle, to Jason and Ethan and the other young men who've got their licenses out there. It's like, man, make new riders. That's always been my whole thing, man. I love motorcycles so much. I just make more of us. That's all you got to do. That never gets old. Oh my gosh, look at him go. Jason leading the ride, baby. I dig it. Oh, now David's got them both up there leading the ride. And that's even cooler too. Jason, who's got a little bit more experience than Ethan over there, having them both up in front like that. Let me tell you, I remember the very first time I ever led a group ride. Oh, it's me and David, and they feel very comfortable with us. It is still a harrowing experience, And I'm glad Jason's getting to experience it today. That's so freaking cool. Now we got Ethan up there in front. Oh man, I imagine his heart's probably about pounding out of his chest. Just got his motorcycle endorsement literally just yesterday. It was just yesterday. We were at Cycle Gear getting him outfitted and all that new stuff. And today he's on the highway leading a group ride. Dude, if that doesn't warm the cockles of your heart, you should see a doctor. All right, I've made the boys do close to 100 damn miles, so Jason might be ready for more, but I think that Ethan, I'm going to go ahead and say that Ethan, seeing as he is on a CBR 250, on top of he just got his motorcycle license, even though he's been riding that scooter just about everywhere. That's the cool thing about Ethan is he had a scooter before this, and here you want to talk about dedication. He rode his scooter all the way from Forgotten Angels. It's about probably 30 miles from Burt's Barracuda. He rode his scooter every day from Forgotten Angels to Burt's Barracuda to get to his motorcycle endorsement class. Well, so far so good. Unless you've seen something catastrophic back there. Okay, well, I'm going to take it.
Okay, well, we stopped at the quintessential road trip breakfast, which is always Cracker Barrel. What always cracks me up about Cracker Barrel, and no, that was not on purpose, is when all the food comes out. And this is just something that's so indicative of Cracker Barrel. I don't know if everyone else sees this. It's like every single piece of food is exactly the same color as the plate. It's something I've only ever experienced at Cracker Barrel. But, it'll make a turn.
Next time on the Shadetree Surgeon channel.
What's up, weirdo? Shadetree Surgeon here, and adventure is in the air. I ain't waiting for that shit again. It's an adventure bike. Oh yeah, things are definitely not what I would call ideal. Somebody have been telling me not to do this? I just feel like, why am I allowed to take this motorcycle that I've built myself and exit the state? Baby, come on, the Dirtster, road dog, old dirty bastard, escaping the wang. Georgia Falls, just like that. Welcome to South Carolina, baby.
I said I wasn't there. I didn't do it. It wasn't me. Fuck off. You can't prove shit. Holy crap.
Don't
Ellie.
be bad.
Holy.
You're,
They are actually
you
like.
can touch the ceiling.
On the Sportster, and I'm just getting here though. The adventure is just starting. As a TV shows always go, the adventure begins. Does the 883 have enough ass to get up in? Oh, this is definitely somebody's house. Okay, let's go back. Whoops.
Like literally just checked in, pulling the beer out of my bag, handing one to Jordan Ray. Her two wheels is here. Knobby tires. And other than that, this is a completely stock bike. Friggin' stock Sportsters. Adam's Sportsters, this one. It's crazy to see this many dual Sportsters in one place. Ooh, they give you the butt. Lucky, make a wish.
What happened, bud? You all right, brother? All right, well, we're missing a couple people, so, I mean... Oh, my God. One guy went down, might have broken his ankle. Dude. Is everything okay? No. Down the mountain?